You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If on the other hand you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Bork. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, 12th day of March, 2019. So glad you could join us. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're here for the first time, a special welcome to you. We are certainly glad to have you with us. Thanks for tuning in. I have a chart up of the S&P 500 Emini Futures. If you cannot see the chart, go to our homepage at cfrn.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered in about, 30 seconds, and you'll be able to join us each and every day. Now, you're going to get an email before the show starts reminding you, and if you happen to be out of the office, join us by going to youtube.com/CFRN/live during the live broadcast, and there you'll find our live simulcast brought to you by the good folks at YouTube. That's youtube.com/CFRN/live. Chart I have up, S&P 500 Emini Futures. As you can see, today has been a sideways day, so not a lot of new information to bring you, so we won't hold you a long time. We're going to take a look at the numbers here real quick from around the world. We're going to start with the cash markets here in the U.S. News out from Apple today. They've got an event coming up March 25th where streaming TV and subscription news services are expected. All right, starting with the Dow, down 100 and let's hang on. Let's refresh that. Interesting. Let's try that again. Here we go. All right, the Dow's currently down 66 points. NASDAQ is up 41. S&P 500 is up 11. And the Russell 2000 is up 2. In the commodity basket, crude oil up 46 cents, trading $57.25 last. Gold up $5.90, trading $12.97 last. In the Asian markets, at the close, the Nikkei posted a solid gain of 378 points. That's 1 3/4%. Shanghai gained 33, and that's over 1% for the Shanghai. Hang Seng added 417 points. That puts it at 1.5% gain on the day. In the European markets, the FTSE gained 20, DAX lost 13, and the CAC gained 7. That makes it a green day in Asia, a mixed day in Europe, and thanks to the Dow, it is a mixed day here in the US of A. So there you have it. You've probably been wondering, if you had invested $1,000 in Alibaba when it went public, how much would you have now? An investment in Alibaba at the close of its first day of public trading would have increased in value by about 92% as of yesterday. One of China's biggest technology names has a market value of about $467 billion, and its stock is up more than 31% since January 1st. Back in 2014, Alibaba made headlines as the then biggest initial public offering ever, and the value of the total deal was around $25 billion. While the IPO was priced at $68 per share, the stock closed about 38% higher on its first trading day at $93.89. Again, if you'd invested in Alibaba back then, you'd have made some decent returns. According to calculations, a $1,000 investment made at the closing price on September 19th, 2014 would be worth about $1,921.50 as of yesterday. That is a 92% jump in value from the closing price on the first day of trading. If you've never bought anything from Alibaba, chances are you probably will. Now, this is a company that was started by Jack Ma and a couple of his friends. They hatched the idea in an apartment and went on to do some pretty incredible things. Despise not humble beginnings, so the word says. Let's go to Michael, get a recap of what transpired in the live training room this morning. Michael, are you ready? Michael's not ready. Okay. Then let's take a look at the S&P. Okay, yesterday we had a Concierge Trade Alert at 27.56. Took us up through last week's zone at 75.76. There was 30 points here from 25.76 up to 96. That's a 40-point move. We ran into resistance at last week's zone, 27.99/800. Pullback overnight. Then this morning we turned right back up We had a Logic 247 alert to consider being long 2803 on the move up, and we haven't got there yet. And I don't think the correction is over yet. Let's look at it on a daily chart. Okay, on the daily, this was Friday, and this is a bullish candlestick signal in this context. We had poked below the BVC yesterday. We all know what happened yesterday. And now today looks to be a continuation of what we saw yesterday, but not quite as bullish. Are we running out of steam? Is it possible the correction is not over and we still go down to test this 24% Fibonacci retracement? Let's take a look at that. Now these rectangles that you see, all we're doing here, we had a high here, and then a high here, a high here. This is on the daily. If we go from the low to the high, (24% Fibonacci retracement. We had said on this pullback, we had said the shallowest retracement would be pulling back to the BVC, and then beyond that would be the 24%, and of course beyond that the 38 and the other fib numbers as they line up. We made it about halfway between the BBC and the 24% fib retracement. This area of resistance here held. Question is, if we go back to test it again, will it hold? Now that would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be the 5th time up. We'll have to wait and see. Michael, are you there? Give me a second, let me check on Michael. There you are.
There I am.
It's all yours.
Here I Hit it? Okay, great. We'll bring it over. Oh man, oh man. Okay, here we are. Let me just look in the question box. Can somebody type something into the question box so I can put in the link for the meeting that I'm going to be doing here in an hour? Anybody just type anything in. Okay, and thanks, Gary. Anything, perfect. Perfect. I'm going to send this link out to everybody who was there this morning, not just the people who are on the trial. If you want to come to the Tuesday meeting, it is going to be in an hour. Now, I don't do that to take you away from the afternoon session. I used to, when somebody else was on speaking at that time all the time. But if you want to come to this meeting, great. If you don't want to come to it, you can always go. Tomorrow I'll have it loaded into the Tuesday channel. Okay, let me get that for you, because anybody can look at the Tuesday channel. Hold on just a second. Here it is. Find the link. View channel info. Copy link. This is the link to the Tuesday channel. Okay. Now it's pretty much the same thing every week, depending on the questions that come in. But that's where it will be tomorrow. Okay. So, alright, I got the charts. Yeah, today was not a good day for me. the markets were just a mess, and we'll get into it in just a minute. But if you have not taken a free trial with us, I'm sorry, today is Tuesday, the 12th day of March 2019. And if you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the homepage at CFRN.net. In the right-hand column, it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. If you click on that, you will be brought to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. Click on the submit button. Once you hit that submit button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay? We don't know you took the trial if you don't click on the confirmation link. Results. We had a red day today. We had a pretty ugly red day too. We were down $250, but it was really just 3 losing trades out of 5. We were -7 on crude, -8 on gold, and -8 on the ES. Okay, and we took 5 trades today. So we had 1 that we gained 1 tick on, 1 that was a break even, and the other 3 just stopped us out. The markets did not cooperate with us at all today. On the month now we're up 811. That's over 8 days, averaging 101 per day. Gross. And on the year, 4,910 over 45 days, averaging 109 per day. Okay. Okay. That is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now this one right here, I was describing it when it was happening, and then it just went bam and got away from me, and I didn't get an entry. That would have gotten us the goal for the day right there. Definitely have gotten us the goal for the day. It was closed down below that trend line. It was right at the open. Then we took this one, it stopped us out. Then gold just got really choppy and sideways the rest of the day. There wasn't really anything you could do. Okay, and all the markets were like that today. The euro, we missed this one toward the end of the session, and that was all there was on the euro. Okay, there were no other trade setups there on the euro today. Well, during the break, during the break, there was a long right here going into the high of the day. Would have been a break even. Then it flipped directions, and down here, nothing. Nothing. Okay, crude oil. Let's take a look at crude. Crude, we started out, hang on, started out right here where we stopped out, and then it went and did almost what it should have done. You know, the green line got down into the cycle, but the cycle started going up really steep. Once we closed back down below the MA1 right here, we should have gotten down and put in a lower swing, but it didn't do that. Then it changed directions. It got really choppy. We'd had nothing there for about half hour. And then we had to bounce off the BBC here. Once we put in this higher swing, so we had higher highs and higher lows, we took the bounce off the BBC right here. It was also not just a bounce off the BBC. But we didn't have a lot of room here, and the cycle was going down kind of steep. So we got in it, and we got our stop to +1 tick, and it took us out with 1 tick. Then over here, it looks like, you know, it looks like I missed. You know what? It was going into the high of the day here, I think. That's why I don't have anything highlighted in there. I think it was going into the high of the day. Yeah, then over here, you couldn't do anything here because we had to break. Oh, actually, no, that was broken. So there was a shot, but this was during the break, I think, wasn't it? 11:11. No, no, there was an opportunity right here that I did not see on crude. And that was it. That was pretty much it. Okay, so we just didn't have much opportunity at all this morning. The ES, we took 1 short over here at the end of the session. It stopped me out, and then it went down and did what it should have done. It's going to happen. There are going to be days like this. In the break, let's see, right there, it looks like. But, you know, it's going up into the high of the day, so I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but it's going into the high of the day. And that was it for the morning session, guys. That was our very ugly morning session. Okay. So again, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today, the 12th day of March 2019, we were down $250. We lost 7 ticks on crude, 8 ticks on gold, and 8 ticks on the ES. It took us 5 trades to do that. So on the month now, we're already 11. That's 1 contract, 2 hours per day, over 8 days, averaging 101 per day. And on the year, 4,910. That's over 45 days, averaging 109 per day. That is 1 contract, 2 hours per day. If you have not taken a free trial, go to the home page at CFRN.net. Right over here it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. If you click on that, you will be brought to this page, where all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. Hit that submit button and you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click the confirmation link, we don't know that you took the free trial. Okay, so you got to make sure you click on that link. All right. All right. And that's it, guys. With that, we can wrap up the recap and pass it back out to Studio A. Fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. I don't know if Dwayne's ready because that was kind of a quick recap. But, see that? I told Andy was talking about giving up on the day this morning, and I said, well, look at the markets between 11:30 and 12, and really there wasn't all that much happening between 11:30 and 12, but we just had a really nice trade right there on crude, and this right here is our highest probability trade setup, where you get your cross, your pullback, tested the BBC, the MA1 stays the right color and is at a steep angle, and the cycle is the right color and also at a steep angle. That is our highest probability trade setup right there. You know, you could wait around all day for that and just get one of them, and that's all you need most of the time. Okay. Seemed like that was a lot of talking. Our second highest probability trade setup is when it doesn't actually hit the BBC, but everything stays red for a short. And for a long, everything would stay blue. Okay. You see that follow-up right there? It just gave another one. Look at this leg length. From here down to there. And now you would go from there down to wherever. All right. So that is that. And Dwayne, if you are ready.
All right.
Okay. Dwayne, if you are ready, you can take it back. We just had a nice move in crude. That would have made up for the whole morning session right there.
Yeah. Can you hang on to the charts for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You see it's going into the low of the day right here. This solid red line right here, that is the low of the day. Okay, so it's punching in new lows here. I don't know what just happened to make it go down, but nevertheless, it is going down. You guys have the link to get into my meeting that I'm going to be doing at 1:15 this afternoon. I'm going to send it to everyone who was in the morning session. I'll email that out to you. Okay, and I'll also send yeah, okay, sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. Okay, does anybody have any questions about anything? I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Any questions you have right now, happy to answer. Let me check and see if John is here yet. It is. John is not here. It's Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. That's right. I keep mixing it up. And I don't know why. Just excited. Let's do my Tuesday meeting. Okay. So over here on the crude right now, the cycle is going up too steep to continue on the short side. We're coming off the low of the day, so look to see a bounce, retracement of this leg down. I thought it was going to continue down, same leg length, but it picked up speed right here. Then it did again right there, and it hit the low of the day, and now it's bouncing from the low. So let's see where it goes from here. The slingshot is not set up just yet for a long trade. It needs to pull back just a little bit deeper to set it up for a long trade. Okay. And excuse me. What was I doing? Oh, here it is. Generate reports. That's what I was doing. Generate an attendee report from this morning. All right. So right here, the slingshot's not set up to go long yet. Really want it to pull back a little bit deeper. Just a little bit. Just a little bit deeper than that. Okay. And I will open this since I had to shut my computer off earlier. Well, not really shut it off, just log off. And I got that horrible message that said, do not try to turn your computer off. Your IP address has been hijacked. If you ever get that, just log off.
What was that again?
This morning, in the middle of the morning session, I got a message from McAfee that said, your computer is virus-free, your scan is complete, your computer is virus-free. We have eliminated 400,000 viruses today. And and then, bam, I got that big message that, doesn't have an X on it, that you can't get out of. It says, just got the phone number and says, your computer has been hijacked. You need to call this number right away. Do not try to shut your computer off. Do not unplug your computer, blah, blah, blah. And so, Bert and Valerie were logged in as organizers, so I just closed I logged out of the morning session and then hit Control-Alt-Delete, and I logged off my computer, and and it logged me out of everything, all my charts and everything, and I came right back in, and everything was just fine. So I was just telling people, if you ever get that thing, don't call the number. Just hit Control-Alt-Delete and log off.
Do not call the number. That's very true.
Yes, do not call the number, because then they got your phone number too. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, this is a sad showing for I don't know, 50 people. Okay. I still have the charts, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. Hit Alt F4, shortcut key. Does that work, Phil? Alt F4. I will try that in just a moment. Not that I need to close my browser, but let me open a different one up here. Google Chrome. Hit Alt F4. Hey, that did close my browser. Oops.
right, sorry about that. I was just trying to coordinate with John. Hang on, and I'll take the
Okay.
take the
That's okay.
charts.
I am just getting ready to send out email to everybody. There's not even, okay, there it is. Jack is there. Buy oil, right back here is where you should have bought if you were gonna. Let me draw the trend. Oh, well, you can't see. Dwayne's got it. But it would have been 56.94 would have been the spot. Like 56.94. Okay.
Did you want to take the charts back?
No, it's okay.
Oh, you got
It's
it?
okay. Yeah, you can go.
Okay, so your
John, come in.
so your workshop or webinar is starting at what time? 1:15.
1:15. You know, I can change that because originally I did it at 1:15 because.
No, I know. No, I don't think you need to.
Okay, because usually by 1:15 we've gotten the majority of the content out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I think that's good as long as that time still works for you.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Okay.
All right.
I'm eating now.
All right. I've got the charts. So S&P, we put in a high up here. Now the reason I've got that rectangle, let me just show you again. These were the highs, and here, and so that's. You can just get rid of that. So we've come back up into this area. As you can see, the zone last week, 27.99/800, and we're just rolling sideways. We did have this move up from last week's zone to this week's zone. We got one weekly zone left overhead, and I wanted to let you know it's at 2812/13. Now, that's going to put us right about here. The highest zone last week was 1718. No, the highest last week was 2870/71. So we're well off of those highs. This is the daily. Here's the monthly. Red and falling, crossing the 50. We haven't had that dynamic. Well, this is April of 2014, 15, 16. First time we've seen this in 4+ years. Right here on the monthly, we've still got a red candle. On the daily, there you go. Now crude inventory numbers tomorrow. Oh, I know what we need to look at. We just had the I thought we had the crop report today, did we? Does that do out today?
That doesn't usually come out on a Tuesday, does it?
Well, I think it normally comes out on the 12th. But it usually makes a little bigger splash.
Yeah, it usually makes a big move. I thought it came out on a Thursday. John's in the audience, by the way.
Okay, all right, we can go ahead and... I got it. Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Oops,
Hi, thanks.
Hey, John, did the crop report come out today?
I don't know. You know what? It may have because the grains are up a bit. So they're not up huge, but...
yeah, typically that report causes a big splash.
Yeah, but sometimes, if it's sort of slightly bullish, it might be... it might just be the start of something that gets better. I noticed the soybean oil is up sharply today, and the meal and the grains are up. They're up off the lows of the last couple of days. I mean, listen, they're still below 900 on the beans. So it doesn't. But the metals have been acting pretty well today. I'm quite impressed. I think we called that one yesterday on the radio with you. And it worked out so far. But look, the gold stocks, after a pretty good start, are coming off a bit right now. And I would probably exit those temporarily. And might even go for the dust just for a bit of a bounce. The market, per our comments yesterday, continue to do very well, except for the Dow, which has been heavily affected by Boeing and its troubles. And one thing we didn't really talk about yesterday regarding these aircraft is that there's a pretty, there's a reasonable chance that, I know the takeoff thing was, porpoising or undulating like the other one, but the smoke coming out of the back of the plane, that's before it came down, is fairly suspicious. And look, you can't, you never know, these people might want to cover up if there's any kind of a terrorist thing, because they don't want people to freak out about flying. And so, who knows what the real cause of this thing is, but certainly smoke coming out of the back of this plane, according to our witnesses, as it was coming down, is really could change the whole perception of what caused this thing. And look, who knows? It could be a lithium battery in storage or something, that could have done that. It may not be something, nefarious necessarily. So it's a real mystery right now. But obviously, the increasing number of people grounding the aircraft is hurt the stock today. So.
Now, the U.S. is continuing to fly the planes, right? Where most of the world's downed them.
Yeah, and look, I don't think I certainly wouldn't fly on one today. I'll tell you that. If I was traveling, so probably a lot of people. A lot of people don't care, but you only live once, and the more you can eliminate risk, the better. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would probably
usually only die once too.
What was that?
I said you usually only die once too.
Exactly.
It is appointed unto man once to die, and then the judgment. Yep.
There was something about a cat the other day that survived some kind of incredible survival story. So
I missed that.
Something I saw on Twitter was kind of, some cat really had some kind of a miraculous escape. Something I think fell out of fell like 20 floors or something and survived. Some crazy amount. Yeah.
Wow.
So
if you look at a cat in slow motion when they jump, the part underneath their arm, where their arm meets their body, it stretches kind of like a bat. When they stretch their paws right out. I have 5 cats, so I have videos of them fighting in slow motion because it's just funny. But they, you see one jumping and they just stretch right out.
Yeah, there was a cat on Twitter yesterday putting on a pair of glasses. That was just hilarious.
A cat on Twitter putting on a pair of glasses?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I'll send it to you. It's just something. It's priceless.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject.
So,
here's the dust you were just talking about.
Yeah, look, so far, I'm a little bit. This may be just a midday pullback in the metals. They're certainly acting, they're all positive. That's kind of what we thought would happen yesterday. Newmont in particular looks very positive. If you want to stick it up and take a look at it. Remember, Newmont is under takeover, and it's one of these weird situations where the takeover so far didn't do much for it. A little bit like what happened with Manchester United. Sorry?
NEMT?
Sorry, NEM.
NEM, okay.
Yeah. And if you put the daily up, you'll get a better picture. But actually, that little pullback could turn very bullish. See that? If you a little bit of a flag there, and if it continues higher, that would be very, very positive indeed.
I agree.
But check out the full picture, because it is it's under offer from
Eric.
Yeah, and look at the spike that it had back in February. So it certainly looks to me like it could go up towards 40, this stock. And if you want to take a look at Man United is the other one, Manchester United, MANU.
MANU, got it.
This is another stock that's under, is that 30 minutes?
That's daily.
Oh, daily. Is it? Oh, yeah, it came down again. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, that's under takeover bid as well. So, I think if it happens, the stock's going to go to 27, 28, something like that. You can work it out. It's about $4.5 billion deal. It's probably might go for 5 billion. So if you work out what 5 billion will do to the stock, you'll get a fair idea. I mean, look, this is for people who, if you've got extra money or if you want to buy some options on it or something, it's probably not a bad idea, because I think this company is going to get taken over, and it's a game changer if it happens, because the problem with the football today is, Manchester City is owned by one of the sheikhs out of the United Arab Emirates, and they have a kind of open checkbook, and they're at the top of the league. I mean, they're winning. They've ever since this guy took them over, Manchester United has been having a tough time, and if the Saudi prince buys Manchester United, I mean, there's nobody in the world can compete against that guy. So it means that they'll be able to put together an all-star team and maybe make Manchester United the most successful team in history. And then you've got Real Madrid, just, the French manager Zinedine Zidane just came back as manager, so they're another formidable force to be up against. And you saw what happened with Chelsea, when the Russian billionaire bought Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea was a winner for years. So, and I think he's probably got tired of it now, but and he's under duress with the Brits. The Brits won't let him into the country, so he's kind of like, step back a bit from things. He's not hands-on anymore. He's not there with the team so much. But I think it would be an interesting development if Manchester United was taken over by the Saudi prince. I think it would inject a lot of drama and excitement into the league, and certainly put Manchester United in a very interesting position where, in terms of competing for the future.
Are their salaries on par with American football?
Oh, they're crazy. I mean, actually, Bale, who plays for Real Madrid, he's still the most expensive footballer in history. I think they paid 146 million for him, and he could go back to Manchester United, if possibly. And that would be, that could be an interesting move, because sometimes he's not. Sometimes when players get picked to go and play for teams, then sometimes they don't fit in or they're not happy. And I mean, I'm not saying Bale's done a phenomenal job. I think he just scored his 200th goal or something recently. Or maybe that was the Mexican guy, but Bale's a very accomplished player, and maybe it's if he were to go back to Manchester United, it might be the right fit for him. He's still a phenomenal player, but I think he hasn't been playing his best recently, according to some people. So they paid the highest paid U.S. player is Pulaski. I think they paid about 72 million for him. I think it was Chelsea paid for him.
How much?
about 72, 73 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're talking about kicking a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's athletic prowess, and you got to have your wits about you. But I don't know. I don't want to. These guys are very good at what they do. I don't want to knock them. I don't want to claim that they're overpaid. Apparently, they're worth what they're getting paid, or the owners of the teams wouldn't pay them, right?
Yeah.
And the fans show up to see them.
Yeah.
Is attendance at these games, is that on par or beyond what we see at American football games?
Well, it's the biggest game in the world, and cricket. People don't realize cricket is up there as well, because when you take the numbers in India, you talk about 1 billion people who are fanatics watching cricket every day. The audience is very big in India and in Asia in general, NFL and soccer are huge. Interesting, the U.S. soccer team. It's amazing how the U.S. women's team, there's a lawsuit just got filed by the women's team against the men against the U.S. Soccer Federation for discrimination, because the women's team only get about 1/3 of what the men get. And but their record is just unbelievable. They've won 3 World Cups. 3 World Cups. Wow. This is the U.S. soccer, female soccer team. They won 3 World Cups and 4 Olympic gold medals. I mean, it's an astonishing record, and they're really the #1 team in the world today. Pending the next World Cup. If they win that will be unbelievable. And and by the way, the U.S. team has not won nothing, none of those, and not one of those things anywhere close. So they certainly deserve to. And frankly, I think women's soccer is in many ways, it's more the skill of some of these players is just fantastic, and it's often more pleasant to watch than men's soccer. I find
the NBA here in the U.S., the women's NBA, they make a fraction of what the NBA players make. The last time I was at a game, my son had won some tickets, or my daughter, I forget, at school. And we went, and I looked it up, and I think the top players on the team, this was a couple years ago, but their salary was like $125,000 a year, compared to what some of the big names of the NBA are taking down. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It looks like the market's starting to come off a little bit. Here's the Dow. The Dow leading. Is it leading to the downside? The S&P definitely coming off here. Russell holding up. The NQ led to the upside this morning. And then there's Crude. Crude's pushing up against previous highs. What are your thoughts there?
Looking very bullish, actually.
Inventory numbers come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens there. Well, what else is on your radar today?
Look, I would be a little bit careful now being long the market here. I think there's a possibility of a downturn from here. I mean, we are up 50 on the Nasdaq, which is pretty impressive. But we're going up on less breadth than yesterday, and so there's a potential for a pullback here. But
this is the daily chart right here of the S&P.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that, I wouldn't get. I mean, I don't think it's time to be shorting the market by any means. I think you got to be positively disposed to this market, because it really looks like it could go up and take out that previous weekly zone there, and that would be a very big. But look, you could get a break up above it and then a fail, and then it could come down. So you have to sort of take it hour by hour, as we always do.
Got to embrace all the possibilities.
Exactly. So, and there's also who knows what could come out of the left field. I think the market got a lift yesterday when, after hours, when Pelosi said that she wasn't going to support impeaching Trump. But I think that could be a ploy. They might be just saying that, and then they kind of spring it on the guy overnight or something. You never know. I wouldn't trust them to say. I think it's a positive thing, obviously, but whether it's got longevity, we don't know yet. We'll see what they. But there's not much at this point that appears that they can hang their hat on. So we'll see.
She also, I was surprised to hear her say that, and she also said, what does it say here? House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said on CNBC Tuesday that he takes Pelosi's comments about not looking to impeach the president as a sign that Democrats realize there's no case for it. Well, that's what everyone has said all along. But then there were some other comments about this Mueller investigation. Pelosi confirms Trump's take on the Mueller investigation. Let me see. Let me see what she said. Let me find that. Asked Tuesday whether he thought Pelosi was being disingenuous or setting up a strategy to later support a Trump impeachment, as you just said. McCarthy said he does not think so. He argued that key Democrats who have wanted to impeach Trump are downplaying what they think the Robert Mueller investigation into Russian 2016 election influence and possibly alleged Trump campaign ties to Moscow might reveal. Pelosi told the Post that her goals for 2020 are to keep the House and flip the Senate and the White House. She did say in the interview that her position not to seek impeachment won't change unless there's something so compelling and overwhelming and bipartisan. So, yeah, she's leaving her options open for sure. All right. You need to get that?
Yeah. Actually, listen, I might wrap up.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. We'll catch you tomorrow. Good word for the day. Dealing with sin. 1 John 3:5. He was manifested to take away our sins. When we refuse to confront our sins and deal with them, we become a well-marked target for the enemy. And by looking at someone else and saying, I would never do that, you fail to build a safeguard against it. 1 Corinthians 10:12. If you think you are standing strong, be careful not to fall. You never thought you could get that angry or have an affair or lie to your boss or cheat in your finances. And because you never thought you could, you did nothing to protect yourself against it. As sure as fish swim and birds fly, your sinful nature will lead you astray unless you deal with it decisively and scripturally. Paul wrote in Romans 1:28, as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, so God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done. The worst thing God could do is to give you over to your own carnal impulses and say, have it your way. It's amazing how we compare our sins and other people's sins and concluded, maybe ours just really isn't so bad after all. The Bible says in Romans 3:23, all have sinned and come short. If you try to jump over a deep chasm, it doesn't matter if you miss the other side by 1 centimeter or 100 meters. You fall just as far and you land just as hard. But there is good news. He was manifested to take away our sins. Today, Jesus will forgive your sin, declare you righteous, and give you strength if you come to Him with a repentant heart and receive His mercy and grace. And that is an open invitation, and that's our good word for the day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.